everyone, it's your friend Thinknoodles, and welcome to Ask Think episode number 110, not 111, because on the last one I said 110 and it was really 109. And as I found out, I also didn't have one of the episodes in my playlist, so it was like almost like 108, but really it was 109, and I fixed the playlist issue. Anyway, episode 110 for Monday, July 14th, 2014. And I asked you guys a question last week, and it is, what are you guys doing this summer? And I got a ton of different answers. There were really very few that were similar, which I love, and that's why I like asking questions like this that really don't have a, well, obviously don't have a right or wrong answer, but have an answer that you guys, there's just so much variance. So I like reading these different things from you guys. So the first one, Renee A is going camping this summer with her family. Quite a few people said they are going to the beach, and I didn't answer last week's question, but I'll answer this one. I don't know why I didn't, and I also can't even remember what it is at this point, but I am going to the beach as well. We're going to be going away in August for just a week, not 2 weeks this time, so we'll be away for a week in Grand Cayman. And I loved what Edmund Quee said, and he says, I'm looking forward to celebrating my birthday on the beach where it's raining. Thanks, England. So that was kind of awesome. Gaming Yoshi 6601 is going swimming in a place by the sea. Epic Dragon 7 was really responsible going to get a job. That was pretty awesome. Shino1234 Ization is going go-karting for her birthday. Jealous. I love go-karting. Hilton MC said they are coming to New York City and they want to meet me. Well, okay, look for Kopi. The next person says they're going to India, which is awesome. It's one of the places I've always wanted to visit, and I will visit one day, so I'm jealous that you get to go before me. Phil Wynn is going to Italy. I love Italy as well, so I'm jealous. And then the most common answer was sit home and do nothing and watch YouTube. So there was a few of those. And then a few people said amusement parks, which I haven't been to, well, other than Disney World. I haven't been to an amusement park like Six Flags. I figured out the other day, we haven't been in like 6, 7, or even, I don't know, a long time, okay? At least 6 years we haven't been to Six Flags. So I told my wife, we're going this year. We're going to get our friends together. Shubham Pancholi says, I am going places. So I don't know that, that's something that someone would say to you, like, oh man, you're doing really well, you're going places. So I mean, I don't, well, okay, anyway. Destaroso says, my vacation, lay on the ground, doing nothing. There you go. True story. Oh man, that is depressing. And Lana David is actually taking over the presidency. She's going to Washington, D.C., White House. Here she comes, so watch out, everybody. The Flaming Flamingo says they're going to eat a burger, then they're going to go on vacation and come back and eat another burger, and then stay up all night watching Thinknoodles. The end. Christina Lee had the weirdest one with making a goat. I don't know if that's a misspelling or what, or her goat's having babies. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. Snickercraft is going to go around the city after drinking an extreme growth serum and run around the city eating buildings as little hot dogs. And when the government comes, I turn into a mutant pterodactyl and eat all of the helicopters with my house-sized teeth, and also have some noodles. And then Juliana Chiarilli says, I plan on robbing some stores for some things like, I don't know, noodles and chopsticks, then the movie theater and use that money to buy out the theater, then force them to play a functional and non-lagging playlist of Thinknoodles' videos, and use the rest of that money to fly to New York and stalk you. Okay, well. And then finally, Eric F., who did not watch an Ask Think from a couple of episodes ago where I said you can watch me under the toilet, but not during number 2. He's gonna watch me on the toilet during number 2. All right, and Destaroso asked a great question for next week, and I want to see what you guys have an answer to it. And the question for the next Ask Think is, what would you do for a Klondike bar? Oh gosh, that was terrible, but you guys know the song, so tell me what you would do for a Klondike bar. Now, before we get to the questions, I want to remind you to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. Remember, only one question per comment, but you can leave as many comments as you like. Also, if the comments on this Ask Think are closed, go to the most recent Ask Think and ask your question there. And the first question is from Stevie Schuster, and it says, do you get annoyed if someone posts too many comments? Well, there's no such thing as too many comments, although I think YouTube gets annoyed if you post too many comments because it starts marking them as spam. But no, I love as many comments as you guys want to leave. That's why I always say as many comments as you like, and it makes for more interesting questions because you guys really start to think, okay, I've already made 3 questions. Oh, I got to really think of one that you know, that you have to think creatively, and so that makes for more interesting questions. NyanCat9027 says, you've stopped putting background music in most of your videos. Why? Well, you know, I always put like a short, about 1 minute clip of a song in my survival and Thinks lab, and also Hexit at the beginning. And I've done that for a long time, and I always had that part. But I think what you mean is in Ask Think, and the last couple of weeks I hadn't done it, and I wasn't sure if anyone noticed, also because I forgot 1 week. But, you know, I do sometimes and sometimes not. I just sometimes put the gameplay sound in the background, but I'll put music in this one. 1999 Blue asks, what was your reaction of Germany winning the World Cup? Well, I think that, you know, they were favored to win from the start. I mean, they were one of the favorites to win from the very first round. And so, you know, it's not surprising. It was a good game, great goal. You know, that one offsides call, and it was the right call, but you know, it could have gone the other way, and Argentina could have won 1-0 in regulation if it wasn't for that one offsides. But no, I was happy that Germany won. I think they did very well in the tournament, especially against Brazil. And they earned it. And what a great goal. I mean, the kind of skill that these guys have, you know, for that goal, he took the pass off his chest, didn't touch the ground, and kicked it out of the air with his left foot into the corner of the goal. It was incredible. Patrick Silva asks, when Germany defeated Brazil, did the Empire State Building turn red and yellow? I can't remember specifically against that or for that game, but when Argentina won, what they did is, you know, the Empire State Building has 4 sides like most buildings, and they made it black, red, and yellow, so it was like a really dark color light, or maybe it was off. So, and there was 3 levels. It was yellow, red, and then on top was, I guess, dark, right? On 2 sides. The facing sides, I guess east and west sides actually were Germany colors, and then on the north and south sides facing each other was the colors of Argentina, the blue, white, and the blue. So I thought that was pretty cool because those were the 2 teams that were meeting in the finals. Justin Plays asks, did you hear about the Minorama scam? Yes, I did, and I was always reluctant to support it, and I was not attending. I did not have tickets to it, and I told people that if anything, the only thing I would do is meet you guys out front of it with Kopi. I would not tell you guys I was going and make you guys buy tickets to it because I didn't think the tickets were worth it. They were the same cost as Minecon, whereas Minecon had all these awesome events. They even bought out Islands of Adventure, and this just said they were going to have some YouTubers come. I was not really keen on it in any way, and I was a little bit suspicious of their financial backing, and I asked them about it. They never responded. They just ignored my emails. So, you know, I'm not surprised, but I am disappointed by the situation. And to all of you guys who had Minorama tickets and you've seen, oh, it's been postponed, I don't trust them. I think that you guys should go ahead and talk to your parents, have them contact their banks, their credit cards, PayPal, whatever. Do chargebacks, get your money back as quickly as you can. And if they do end up postponing it until who knows when, I wouldn't bother going, guys. Really, honestly, it's so poorly put together, and it's just and I feel that none of the YouTubers that you saw were supporting it are going to go to the upcoming event, even if they do postpone it. So just go ahead, get your money back now, and be done with it. The only conference that I'll endorse for Minecon specifically is, or for Minecraft specifically, is Minecon from the official company Mojang. Anything else, I just cannot trust, and I think they're just trying to cash in on Minecraft and take advantage of you guys, and I hate that so much. But yeah, I'm really sorry to those of you guys who were looking forward to it and got disappointed. And for those of you guys who don't really know, Bebop Vox found a lot of the stuff that I had seen, and I'll put a link to his video below so you guys can get an idea of what went on, and it was way worse than I even thought. They never even put a deposit on the location, even though they had booked it and said that they were going to do it and everything. They'd never even paid a cent to Pure 9294. Sheena1234ization asks, do you use a Windows emulator to show us how to install mods for Windows, or did you just get Windows? Well, I actually installed Windows directly on my computer, but I had a copy of DX Story from a while ago. I got, my dad has a couple of PCs that he doesn't use anymore, so he had a Windows 8 serial number that he gave me, and yeah, apparently DX Story can't record the desktop, it can only record full screen games. So it isn't working out that well, but I'll get it. I'll try and get it this week for you guys. Cool Noob Gaming says, hey, are you planning to do something special for 300,000 subscribers? You're only about 10,000 away. And you are right. It snuck up really quickly in the past month. Yeah, and I do have something special planned for 300,000 subscribers. Possibly Insane says, hey, how do you manage to upload videos every day and get the time to record them and edit when you're on vacation? How do you upload the videos? Please answer my question. I'm new. Well, I usually record every day, but on days that I take off, I record an extra video the day before and do all the editing, and then I do scheduled uploads. And especially when I'm on vacation, I'm away for a while, the few weeks before that, I'll be recording extra videos every day and uploading them to my channel, and then I schedule them to be published in my video manager on the days that I'm gone. Club Bangman Cheats asks, have you ever been to Wall Street? Yeah. The funny thing is, people from outside New York seem to think that maybe Wall Street is like some special area or anything like that, and they do have the bull there, but it's just another street here in New York. Mr. Sandman98 asks, when was the last time you swam? I swam this weekend. Kopi, I took her to a dog park that had a creek in it, and well, I didn't swim like all the way in, but I did wade in it, and she swam. Crimson Gold Gaming asks, do you have any old yearbooks? I do. I have no idea where they are, but I do have my high school yearbooks. Red Hawk H asks, when you were a kid, did you like school? It doesn't matter if it was in Indonesia. I did, it's probably like the same for you guys. I mean, some days you like it, some days you don't. I mean, I liked school in that I could go and see my friends, of course, and then I didn't like school sometimes when, I had upcoming tests or a lot of homework or anything like that. So I'm sure it's the same for you guys. I mean, I know I went to school a long time ago, but but I think it's about the same, that they're both good and bad about going to school. Widgy6 asks, do you like Starbucks iced tea? Yeah, I mean, well, the one that my wife and I drink is like, it's the passion tea lemonade. It's like pink color, I think. Yeah. Zynga2426 asks, do you have any tips on how to train puppies? Because Kobe can do so many cool tricks and my puppy won't listen when I tried to teach her to bow. Yeah, well, bow is actually a really easy trick to teach, and what you should do is get a clicker. You can get those at Petco or any pet store, and it's just a little plastic piece with a piece of metal in it, and when you hit it, or it's got a button on it, and when you press it, it makes a clicking sound, and then every time every time you click it, you give your dog a treat, and you do that without them doing anything. For a while, maybe a week, like do that maybe 5-6 times a day in a row. And so the dog starts to associate that noise with getting food, and meaning I did something good, and and then once they understand, and you'll know that they understand it, is when you click it, they'll look around for a treat, right? And then then you know that the dog is conditioned to hear that noise and to know that they've done something well. And then what you do is the next time your dog stretches, which is the bowing motion, right? The dog will stretch their front legs, click it and say bow. And then, when they do it, you say bow like that. When they come up, you click, and then they know, oh, wait, he said that word. And then I got the click, and then, and then you just do that a few times and your dog will pick it up. Emmeline Hoback asks, have you ever heard of Full House? Yes, I hear it all the time because a lot of people say Kopi looks like Comet. Captain Spencer says, hey, Thinknoodles. All right, so how tall are you now? You used to be short and skinny as I am. Did you eventually grow? Is your wife taller than you? When did you finally get tall? Because I also have asthma and allergies and can relate to your past. I went through puberty at around, but I was almost 16 before I started growing. And I'm now, well, I say 5'9", but really it's like 5'8 3/4. But hey, come on, I can round that up, right? Yeah, and no, my wife is not taller than me. She's about 5'2", maybe 5'1.5", but don't tell her that. Anna VCV says, dear Thing, have you ever had lice as a kid? I have it, and it is literally a nightmare. No, I never had it, but my sister did. Lana David asks, what does LAN mean? It means local area network. And that just means all of the computers basically in your house or that are physically located in the same space as you. Classy HD asks, if you could only have one series on your channel, what would it be? Hunger Games, Asking, Hexit, etc. Well, I know that you guys, for a lot of you, your favorite is Think's Lab, and I love making it. It's really, really fun. But, I mean, I guess it's really, really hard because you put Ask Think in there, and that's the one that I get the most interaction with you guys. So, I mean, and I love survival. I don't know. It would be really, really, really hard to choose. But I guess the one that I interact with you guys the most is Ask Think, so I guess that makes it my favorite. Thomas Villegas Padilla says, Think is the 4th of July just for the United States? Because I was here in Colombia for that day and nothing special. No, the 4th of July happens everywhere around the world. I mean, it's July 4th. Because, you know, there's a 4th of... Yeah. Anyway, bad joke. No, yeah, the 4th of July is just a holiday in the United States. And the reason for that is, and I was really surprised by this because some of my English friends who were, you know, in their 20s had no idea. And I guess it's a big thing in American history and not so much in British history. But July the 4th is the day that the United States declared their independence from Britain in 1776. So that's a big deal to us. And I thought that would be something that would be taught in British history, like, oh yeah, you know, we owned America until 1776 on July 4th. But it seemed like nobody seems to know that. Edward Cullen LPS asks, what did you do for your 16th birthday? And it's funny because the question before this was completely unintentional, was talking about 1776 and then my 16th birthday, probably around then. No, I'm kidding, but it feels like it was probably that long ago. So long ago, I really don't remember at all. I really, really don't. It must have been uneventful, I guess. But it was a long time ago, and I cannot remember for the life of me. I mean, I would say at that age, I probably would have gone and played laser tag with my friends, but I don't know. Diamond Makeup 2 says, do you think of YouTube as a job or just for fun, and why? I think of it as a fun job. I mean, the reason it's a job is because sometimes you get a little bit stressed because you're like, oh man, I forgot to do this video for today and I have to do it. But, I mean, come on, I'm playing a video game for my work, so it's still really fun. Sheena1234ization asks, Think, how come you sometimes upload your videos at 4:30 for me now? It used to always be like 5, but I like it earlier. That's exactly why, because I've found that I do have quite a few fans in the UK, which is 5 hours ahead, and when I was uploading at 5 p.m., it was 10 o'clock at night, and you guys had to go to bed so you can go to school and things like that, so I backed it up to 4:30. I may even go another half hour earlier and go at 4 o'clock, just to give you guys that extra half an hour, but I don't know yet. NovaCat asks, have you ever been to a live concert? Yes, I have, and I was actually at 2 concerts over the weekend for Dave Matthews Band, and my wife and I, that's kind of our thing during the summers, and I would say we were talking about it yesterday, trying to figure out how many of their concerts we've been to, and it's between 100 and 150, and I know you guys are probably like, what? You guys are nuts, but yeah, we've been to a lot of them. So if you guys want to check out one of their concerts, actually, they are live streaming a full concert tomorrow from Jacksonville. That's tomorrow, Tuesday, July 15th. So if you're watching this after that, well, you can't see it, but I'll put a link in the description, and it's on Yahoo Live. And I would say, let's see, it's in Jacksonville. concert probably starts at 7, and it'll run till about 10:30, I would guess, based on the length of their shows. But the main set will start around 8:15, 8:20, and I'm going to be watching it live myself as well, so we can watch it together. Bernardo Wijaya asks, hey, think when you lived in Indonesia, what kind of traditional foods have you eaten there? Well, I've eaten tons of them, all of them, satay, and my favorite type of satay is satay kambing, but, gado-gado, I like bakmi goreng, mie goreng, nasi goreng. Like, there's so much Indonesian food that I love, and I miss it. We do have a very few Indonesian restaurants here in New York, and they're nothing like they are back in Jakarta. Ninja Gamer says, hey, Sir Noodles, do you think you're rubbing off on Dan because he's starting to become a bit more child-friendly? Well, I always considered him a very child-friendly channel, but if so, that's great that he's becoming even more child-friendly. 1999 Blue asks, what do you think of the new sound studio coming to Club Penguin? I think it's pretty cool. It is a party room, and people think that it's going to stick around forever after the party goes away from the music jam, but I think it's just a replacement to the DJ3K, kind of, right? Sophia Wilson asks, have you noticed CP are repeating parties? It's a bit of a shame to see the creativity possibly declining. I don't see it as that at all. Club Penguin has always repeated parties in the past. It's only been the last couple of years that they've been doing a lot of really, really different parties. And some of the older people are like, hey, why don't you guys bring back Music Jam? Why don't you bring back this? Because those are some of their favorite, or Fall Fair. Those are some of the favorite parties that they'd had, and they wanted to see them again, and then it's something different, and they're not so fond of it. So I don't see it as creativity possibly declining in any way. Garrison Goldberg says, do you have any ideas for Pop Tropica's 100th island special? I think we're on island like 35 or less than 40. So I think that might be a little bit far away. The Q Magnet, the creator of the adventure map Diversity 1, asks, will you play Diversity 2 when it comes out? Yes, I will, because as far as adventure maps, that was one of my favorites, because sometimes in adventure maps, you get caught up in one area or something like that, and it gets a little bit boring, but what I loved about Diversity was the diversity, so yes, I will. Catherine Osborne says, in the newest Thinks Lab, where Anna, Elsa, and Olaf showed up, how long did it take to build her ice castle? Well, I didn't actually build that. That was built by the Voxel Box, and there was a link in the description to download that map. Now, that said, I did have to put that on a server to make it not melt. And if you guys download it and open it up, it will melt instantly, which is kind of why I worked it into the Solar Apocalypse mod in the way that I did. But what we had to do is upload it to a server, and immediately, as soon as you load the world, turn on World Guard to prevent ice melt, which almost worked. but a few blocks did melt. I'd say maybe a couple hundred. And then a few of my friends, Jack Attaway and Martin DVX, and also Conks, we went and by hand replaced all the blocks with ice that had melted, and that took about 20 minutes. So I did not build it. Group of people ask about my most recent Thinks Lab, and everyone guessed correctly. My wife was the voice of Elsa. The voice of Anna, that just small part that said good day, I actually took that as a sound file out of the custom NPCs mod. I Love Monster High asks, hey, think I love Frozen, but what is your opinion on the movie? I loved it as well. I know a lot of people didn't like it. It's kind of funny because people automatically, as soon as they saw, oh, it's Frozen, I hate that movie, they automatically disliked my video. So it is actually, I think, the most disliked Thinks Lab of all time so far. But that's okay. I mean, it's still like 2,000 likes and 50 dislikes, so I'm not worried at all. Leah Soloway asks, at the end of your Thinks Lab, how did you get Anna and Elsa to sneak and punch? Well, after we plugged all the holes, I had Martin and Jack grab an Elsa and Anna skin, and they did it for me. And since I was in F1 mode, you couldn't see their usernames. But yeah, they put on girl skins and did that for me. WWE versus WWF CP says, Think who made the art for your thumbnail for your Thinks Lab videos? They're amazing. Well, actually, for almost all of my thumbnails, it is the same artist, and his name is Inkbite, and he's awesome, and I'll leave a link in the description to his website. Travis Barton asks, hey, Think, how often are you going to update the Noodle Planet? A, casually, like after you finish a certain build, or B, after 20 episodes or something? Well, how about a combination of A and B? After, 20 episodes or so, and if I'm working on some huge build, it'll be, 20 episodes plus after I finish that certain build. The next couple of people ask about the download to the Noodle Planet and ask whether the materials are in the chests or inventory and whether it's empty. Well, first of all, the Cave of Wonder, if you download anything after that Cave of Wonder episode, like 24 or whatever it was, that will be empty because I emptied it myself. You guys saw that in the episode. But as far as the chests and your inventory in hand, unless you open it in 1.8, if you open it in any of the versions in 1.7, it will empty all chests, including ender chests. It will be completely empty. Jerry Potter says, I wasn't sure if I should ask this on Ask Think or your survival, so I'm going to ask it on here. Don't you think you should give the next Golden Noodle Award to the guy who invented Noodle On? You said in a previous Ask Think, and I thought that phrase a big part of your video, so you should give it to him. Absolutely. Why I didn't think of that and why I needed you to remind me, I don't know, but what an incredible idea. Definitely, next Golden Noodle is going to Wasp 125 for exactly that. What a great idea. Julia Fromm asks, what are the name of the plugins on the core? Well, they're actually named after the games themselves, but they're all privately developed, and you won't be able to find them on the Bucket website or anything like that. Joseph J. Mandez says, hey, Justin, when recording Kevin's perspective on Thinks Lab as if you are talking to him, do you record the audio of you talking with the video or voiceover after? Depends. A lot of times I do talk with the video, and then if I didn't really say what I wanted to say, or if it doesn't lead into what I want Kevin to say, I'll redub that part, but usually I just do it with the video and then add Kevin later. Pixelheart128 asks, hey, Think, why do you take the wool off your head in the Hunger Games? Well, I do it so that maybe people say, oh, that's Think, I'll just let him run off that direction for now, instead of, oh, that guy's got purple wool on his head, I'm going to kill him. So kind of using my celebrity, I guess, as a don't kill me, but also it puts a target on my head, I guess. Cool Cat says, hey, Think, my parents are getting Minecraft for the Xbox 360, so can Xbox users and PC users interact, and can I use some of your ideas? You can use any of my ideas. I am totally fine with that, and no, Xbox users and PC users cannot interact. Michael Mayberry says, Think, a few episodes ago on Pixelmon, you said 2 weeks you and your friends were all going to battle each other, and you didn't. How come? Scheduling. We'll get there, guys, soon. I was hoping for this week, but it's probably not going to happen this week. Hopefully next week we will get there, and I think we're going to be introducing a new member. So, but that's part of the scheduling as well. Real Gaming X says, Think, if I upload my survival world to Realms, will it be less laggy than if I were to keep it on single player, and can use mods such as Optifine? You can use client-side mods such as Optifine, definitely. And as far as being less laggy, I think so, depending on whether your single-player world is CPU limited, because when you play Minecraft in single-player mode, you're running a server basically on your computer and also a client. So if you offload it to Realms, Realms is taking care of all of the chunk loading and things like that with their CPU, and all you're working on is displaying it. So I think it could help. Duck Rock MC asks, what was your reaction to Julius Caesar conquering Europe? I read it in a... Wait, I was going to say I read it in a history book and I was going to actually talk about it, but I think what you're trying to say is I was there. And I was not there. I was actually living in... No, kidding. Nova Cat asks, what do you smell like? That way I can hunt you down in New York. But okay, next question. Wella Simpow says, the cow tastes delicious, I guess. All right, guys, that's it for this week's Ask Think. Don't forget to leave your question in the comments below so I can have something to answer next week. I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching, and of course, noodle on!